What if the tiniest creature you ignore today is the only one who can save your life tomorrow? This is the story of a king who ruled the jungle, feared by all, and the mouse who taught him the meaning of true strength. In the heart of an ancient jungle where trees touched the sky and the ground pulsed with life, there lived a lion named Channell. He was no ordinary lion. He was the king of the jungle. Massive, powerful, and majestic. His roar could stop a stampede, and his shadow alone could send monkeys scrambling to the treetops. Every creature in the jungle knew Channell. Some respected him. Most feared him. And Channell? He loved that fear. It made him feel invincible. He lived in a cave high up the rocky hill where the sun always warmed the entrance. From there, he could see all. The rivers glistening in the sun, the elephants marching through the woods, the gazelles darting across the meadows. It was his kingdom, and he ruled it without challenge. One afternoon, after a heavy meal of deer, Channell lay stretched across the stone, basking in the sun. The world was quiet, peaceful, perfect for a nap. But in the undergrowth nearby, a mouse named Mintu was foraging for seeds. Mintu was small, even for a mouse, and had spent his life staying unnoticed. He had learned that the jungle didn't favor the tiny. But on this day, while scurrying through the grass, Mintu didn't realize where he was heading. Suddenly, thump, he ran across the massive paw of the sleeping lion. Channell's eyes flew open. With a thunderous growl, he slammed a paw over Mintu, pinning him to the ground. The jungle fell silent. Mintu squirmed, terrified. Please don't eat me, oh mighty Channell. It was a mistake. I didn't know you were sleeping here. Channell looked down, amused. You woke the king from his sleep, he rumbled. Why shouldn't I eat you as punishment? I understand. I'm small and weak. But if you let me go, one day I might return the favor. Mintu squeaked. Channell roared with laughter, the ground shaking. You? Help me? That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. But something about the mouse's trembling eyes made Channell pause. Maybe it was mercy. Maybe it was boredom. Or maybe, deep down, even kings grow tired of being feared. He lifted his paw. Go, he said, his voice low. Before I change my mind. Mintu didn't wait. He darted into the underbrush, his heart still pounding, whispering prayers of thanks. Days passed, then weeks. The jungle went on as it always did, until one evening something changed. Channell, while chasing a wild boar near the edges of his kingdom, wandered into a part of the forest he rarely visited. The trees here were older, twisted, and thick with vines. The air was still almost too quiet. Then it happened. Snap! A net sprang up from the forest floor, ropes tightening around him, lifting him off the ground. It was a trap left by hunters. The more he thrashed, the tighter it pulled. His roars echoed through the jungle, but no one came. The once proud king, now tangled like prey, hung helpless from a tree. Night fell. The insects buzzed. The jungle watched. But Channell was alone, until a tiny rustle came from below. Mintu, the mouse, had heard the roar. And though he was small, and though it was dangerous, he followed the sound, because he remembered the kindness that spared his life. He looked up and saw the lion, trapped, bleeding, exhausted. Don't worry, Mintu called softly. I'm here. Before Channell could respond, Mintu began gnawing the ropes. His teeth, tiny but sharp, worked with tireless speed. Strand by strand, the net began to give way. Hours passed. And finally, snap, the last rope broke. Channell fell to the ground with a heavy thud. Free. He looked at Mintu, this fragile little creature who had done what no one else in the jungle dared. I never believed you could help me, Channell said, his voice hoarse. But you've done what none of my strength or power ever could. From that day on, Channell changed. He still ruled the jungle. He still roared. But he no longer ignored the small or the weak. He knew now. Strength isn't measured by size or fear. It's measured by heart, courage, and loyalty. As for Mintu, he returned to his quiet life. But the jungle never looked at him the same. He was the mouse who saved a lion. And that tale echoed through the trees for generations. Moral of the story: No act of kindness is ever wasted. Never underestimate those who seem small today. They may be your greatest allies tomorrow.